Hi, everyone. So after this important commercials, it is my pleasure to introduce the invited speaker at the 8th Congress of European Congress of Mathematics. The speaker is Yves Benoit. Yves Benoit is a research director at CNRS and at Paris University. He completed his PhD back in 1983 in Paris. He received many prizes for his work, including the Clay Research Award in 2011, together with Jean-Francois Quint for their outstanding work on stationary measures and orbit closures for actions of non-abelian groups on homogeneous spaces. He gave 2012 Takagi lectures in Kyoto at the Research Institute. And in 2014, he was an invited speaker at ICM in Seoul. Today, he will speak about positive harmonic functions on the Heisenberg group. Please, Professor Benoit, it's your floor.
Yeah, okay, thanks. So I share my screen. So yeah, is everybody seeing my screen? Yeah. So interrupt me if there is something that you cannot see, or even if there is something which is not clear. Professor Moir, I think you should be able to follow all the thing, even if it is not exactly your topic. And I didn't plan to make a survey talk, but just focus on some small nice thing. And so the talk will be elementary with a complete definition, motivation statement, and proofs. And the title of the talk is a positive harmonic function on the Heisenberg group. And let me tell you the main question. The main question is the classification of positive harmonic functions on nilpotent groups, and more generally on finitely generated group. But we'll just focus on this case of nilpotent group in this talk, which will, as you see, not completely elucidate. And here is how the lecture will be organized. First, I will define what is a harmonic function. Then I will define what is the Heisenberg group. Then I will give a very nice example of a positive harmonic function on the Heisenberg group. And I will recall after that the classical theory which classify positive harmonic function on abelian groups, which is due to Shock-Hedony. Then explain what was known on nilpotent groups. And I will end this talk by explaining a construction, a new construction, general construction of positive harmonic functions on nilpotent groups, which is called induction of harmonic character. And I will explain that this construction is enough to get all the positive harmonic function on the Heisenberg group. So this is the organization of the talk. Let me begin with the definitions. So in this topic, you are just dealing with a finitely generated group, G. Yeah. And you fix a finite set, which generates G as a group. And you consider a positive measure on this set. We support this set. This means that mu is a sum of mu s, delta s Dirac mass at S. This is just to mean that you fix for every S, every point S in this finite set, you fix a real positive number, mu s. The data is just a real positive number, mu s. for each S in your final set. And with these data, you construct an operator, P mu H, which acts on function on G. P mu H is just a weighted sum of translate of H by element of S, and the weight you put in front of it is just this number mu S. So this is the formula for the operator P mu, which will play a very important role in this talk. A very important case, the most significant case here, is when mu is a probability measure, meaning when the sum of the mu S is equal to 1. But I don't want to make this assumption. I want to keep the freedom to go outside, and in fact, it's useful for the proof. And then once you have defined this operator, this averaging operator, you introduce a convex cone of positive mu harmonic function. So there are positive functions on G, which are fixed points of the averaging operator. P mu H is equal to H. Sorry, something should not, okay, in the background of my computer. Wow, sorry. Okay, so since we are dealing with a convex cone, it's very natural to introduce the set of extremal elements in this convex cone. This is E mu. And let me recall what extremal means, because I want to give all the definition. So H being extremal tells you that each time you have H prime another harmonic function, which is positive and smaller than H, then H prime is a multiple of H, with lambda a real number between 0 and 1. And this definition is important because there is a whole theorem of Choquet in the 50s, which says that if you want to understand all the positive harmonic functions, you just have to understand the extremal one, because any positive harmonic function is an integral of extremal positive harmonic function. So you just have to describe E mu, and this is what we will do in this talk. So what is the history of this topic? Maybe a little bit of history, very small, because I want to go on the small topic I want to explain. So, but a rough history is that it began in the 50s with a work of Choquet-Denis. Choquet proves this theorem mainly to understand harmonic functions in different settings, and in particular in this setting of harmonic functions with respect to some positive measure on a group. And he was able with Denis to classify, thanks to his theorem, all positive harmonic functions on abelian groups. They prove that all of them are characters. And I will come back to this theorem later. Then, after the work of Choquet-Denis, Margulis understood that their statement is true on a nilpotent group as soon as the set S spans the group G not only as a group, but as a semigroup. He needs proof that the semigroup spanned by S is indeed equal to G, while the assumption here is that the group spanned by S is equal to G. Okay, but then there is this nice theorem of Margulis. I have to say he proved it in the 60s. And at that time, when he proved it, it is the first theorem of Margulis, in fact, he was less than 20. Then, 20 years later, Ancona classified extremal positive harmonic function on any Gromov hyperbolic groups. Okay, so this is for the definition and the motivation. And let me go to the Heisenberg group. So the aim of this talk will be to describe the set of extremal positive harmonic function for the Heisenberg group. What is the Heisenberg group? It is in this talk, it will be the Heisenberg group with integer coefficients. So it will be the group of upper triangular matrices with one on the diagonal and with coefficient integers, with integer coefficient. So instead of writing such a big matrix, I will write the element of G as a triple X, Y, Z. So 3 integers, X, Y, Z. And the product in this system of coordinates is exactly the same as the addition in Z3, except that you have an extra term here, which makes this group non-commutative. It's a nilpotent group, the simplest non-commutative nilpotent group. It's a rank 3. And today's main result will be that for the Heisenberg group, every extremal positive harmonic function is either a character or is induced of a character. This will be the main statement. But as I told you, I will define everything in this talk. So I will define later on character and later on what is induced of a character. But I want to be more concrete. Maybe you think of it as something too abstract. I want to be very concrete. And to be very concrete, I will choose a special case of positive measure that I call the southwest measure. This is the sum of the Dirac mass at A-1 plus the Dirac mass at B-1, where A and B are 2 generators of the Heisenberg group. So if you remember the formula of which tells you the definition of harmonicity, it tells you that we are looking for function on Z3 which satisfy the following equality for every G, that h of G is equal to its image by the operator P mu, which is just adding h at A-1G plus h at B-1G, where here it's the product in the group, in the Heisenberg group. If you want to be even more concrete, you write in coordinates, G is equal to x, y, z, and you write the product law, and you get this formula. For every triple of integer, you have a positive real number, h of x, y, z, and you want to describe all of them that satisfy for all x, y, z this relation. And this is the aim of the talk. What are all the possibilities for h? Okay, let me explain where southwest comes from. So it's just because if you look in the xy coordinates at the action of A-1, you see A-1, it's here. It's replacing xy by x-1y. It's going west. While B-1 here is replacing xy-1, xy by xy-1. So it's going south. That's why I call this measure the southwest measure. Okay. Now, just a comment to end this, this definition. I have chosen this example of the southwest measure because the formula will be very simple. But it's not so natural to work with a measure which is not a probability measure. It would have been much more natural to work with the measure mu tilde, which is 1/2 mu southwest, which means this mu tilde has a probability meaning that you are working at random on your Heisenberg group, and with probability 1/2 you go west, with probability 1/2 you go south. And since you are on the Heisenberg group, there is an extra way of moving in the third direction that causes a little bit of trouble. So it's much more natural to try to understand what are the positive mu tilde harmonic function. But there is a very easy formula which allows you to go from harmonic function to mu, for mu, to harmonic function for mu tilde, which is just this formula. You will check it. So working with mu will avoid us to always have this 2 minus x minus y factor in all the formulas. So I wanted to not to have that. So that's why I'm working with mu. So this is for the definition, and now I'm going to describe. Maybe I keep this formula here. Sorry. Yeah. I want to, before giving the full classification, I want to give example of positive harmonic function. And the first idea is maybe I will look for a function h that does not depend on x. So I assume h does not depend on x. So the harmonicity equation becomes much simpler. It's h of yz is h of yz minus 1 plus h of y minus 1 z. So in this section, I will just give an example of a function which satisfies this equation. In fact, it's a function which has been introduced 100 years before Choquet theorem. It is a partition function. And or a partition function, you are counting the number of ways of writing a number z, an integer z, as a sum of integers. But you also fix the number of integers that occur. So p of yz is a number of ways of writing z as a sum of y integer. Okay, this is what we have. And I claim that this function p satisfies the same equality that we want, that it is harmonic. So let's see that on P35. So P35, I want to decompose 5 as a sum of 3 integers. What is the value of P35? I can write 5 is 2 plus 2 plus 1. That's good. I can write 3 plus 1 plus 1. I can write 3 plus 2 plus 0. I can write 4 plus 1 plus 0. And I can write 5 plus 0 plus 0. If you have a geometric mind, you will prefer, instead of writing these additions, to draw a Young diagram, a diagram like that, where you put for 2 to 1 a row of length 2, a row of length 2, and a row of length 1, and so on. And so you have this nice diagram which are called, which give you your partition. And you see there are two kinds of diagrams. Those for which the last row is empty, meaning the ny is equal to 0. The last ny is equal to 0. So for those, what you have is in fact a partition of same area z. The area is still z, but the eighth is y minus 1. And then there are those for which the last column is not empty, meaning this ny here is not 0, is at least 1, maybe 2, okay? So this means that you have a full first column in red, so you can remove this full first column. And if you remove the full first column, what do you get? You get a partition of z minus y, of area z minus y, of 8th y. So this explains this equality. So we have just checked that the partition function is harmonic for the Heisenberg group. And in this case, this is the equality 5 equal 2 plus 3. You can, if you want to be very concrete, what is this partition function? Draw the value of the partition function on Z2. You see that it is 0 when either Y or Z is non-positive. And when they are positive, you can compute them. Here you recognize, here it's a coordinate 0, 0. P of 3, 5. P of 3, 5 is here. That's 5. Okay. And 5, so this point is the sum of the number which is just at the left of it, plus some guy which is down. And you have to go down 3 steps here because you are on the column number 1, 2, 3. So this is the equation. 5 is 3 plus 2. 6 here will be 5 plus 1. Okay, so this is the way you have your tableau. And notice that in the diagonal, if you look at the diagonal here, the red diagonal, what you get is the partition function P of Z that has been studied in the 30s by R.D. Ramanujan. They gave a asymptotic for this function and so on. Since no, there is a remark, so I have constructed here one harmonic function, one nice positive harmonic function. I can easily construct another one by exchanging the role of x and y. If you replace xy by yx, and you want to make it a group morphism, you have to replace z by xy minus z. This is a group morphism. And since this transformation preserves the southwest measure, the function p of x, xy minus z is also harmonic. So I will call it the twisted partition function. Okay. Now I will try to find other harmonic function on my Heisenberg group. Let's try now. So we start from the beginning. We will remember this partition function for later use. But now we restart, and instead of looking at a function which does not depend on x, we are looking now at functions that does not depend on z. So those are functions of x, y. So the equation becomes also very simple. H of xy is h of x minus 1y plus h of xy minus 1. This is a harmonic function on z square for the southwest measure on z square. And then there is this Choquet-Denis theorem that I told you, that on abelian groups, every extremal harmonic function is proportional to a character. So what is a character? A character is a map from the group G to the positive real number, which satisfies this equality for every G, G prime. Key of G, G prime is key of G, key of G prime. So to know a character, you just have to choose arbitrarily, since it's a free group, the image of the generator. But not every character will be harmonic. And since this function is a character, to check harmonicity, you don't have infinitely many conditions. You just have one condition. You just have to check harmonicity at the identity. So the only condition is this one. So let me be more specific. For our example of Z2, a character will mean like key of x, y will be something like r to the x times t to the y, with r and t positive. And the harmonicity condition will be, you have to replace S is just A minus 1 and B minus 1. And so it will be R to the minus 1 plus S to the minus 1 is equal to 1. So you have a one parameter family of character, so of extremal positive harmonic function. Let me give you a proof of Shouked-Denis theorem. I told you that this talk I will do all the proof. So the proof is rather short, in fact. You write the harmonicity equation. H of G is the sum of mu S H of SG. And you notice that since your group is abelian, these functions here as function of G are also harmonic. So you are decomposing an extremal harmonic function as a sum of harmonic functions. So by definition of extremality, the H of SG have to be proportional to H of G. There is a proportionality character. So this equality is true for all S in S. But then you iterate this equality. This equality then will be true. You replace S by S1, S2, and so on. Once you have this kind of equality, you get that this equality is true for all elements in the group generated by S. So it's true also for all S in G. You will be able to find such a key of S, which is a function on S. But then when you have such an equality, this forces S to be a character. This implies that key is a character. And from that, you get that if you compute H of G, you find that it is equal to key of G, H of 0. So you find that your function H is proportional to the character that I wanted to prove. So this is the proof of Shouked-Denis theorem. Now let's go to, I would like to explain to you now, I don't want to go too fast. I would like to explain now what is known about nilpotent group and to say a word about Margulis theorem. So Margulis theorem is exactly the same as Shouked-Denis, except that there is this extra assumption that he is asking for the support to span G as a semigroup. And but Margulis theorem is for finitely generated nilpotent group. So it goes beyond abelian groups. And the answer of Margulis theorem is that every extremal harmonic function is also proportional to characters. And I want to give you a hint of the proof of Margulis theorem, even a full proof of Margulis theorem. And it's a slightly simplified proof of what you can find in Margulis' paper is rather short, but here there is a trick that shortens it a little bit. So you are dealing with a nilpotent group, and if this group is abelian, you have finished. You apply Shouked-Denis theorem. So if it is not abelian, you will be able to find an element in the center that you can write as a commutator. So you start with this equality. And when a function is harmonic for mu, it will be also harmonic for an average. You will be able to replace mu by 1 over n mu plus mu convolution 2 times plus and so on plus mu convolution n times. So mu convolution n times is the convolution of mu with itself n times. So it's a new measure on on G, whose support is S union S square union S cube union S to the n. So the union of all this support will be the semi-group spanned by S, and by assumption, it's the way I use the assumption, it will be equal to G. So replacing, when H is a harmonic function for mu, it will be harmonic for this one also. Because if it is fixed point for P mu, it will be fixed point for this average of power of P mu. And so by this trick, you can assume that A, B, A minus 1, B minus 1, C belong to S. All these elements belong to S. This trick, for sure, is used in Margulis. And so you deduce, as exactly in the proof of Choquet theorem, that if you translate the harmonic function by a central element C, then you will get a harmonic function which is proportional to H. So you get a factor Q larger than 1. But since you want H to be a character, the difficult new thing to do is to prove that Q is indeed equal to 1. The way Margulis did is using some fixed point theorem in a suitable topological vector space. But you can do it by a little trick. What you do is you write the formula for PNH. So what is the formula for PNH? Maybe I'm going down a little bit. What is the formula for PNH? Pn mu H of G. It is a sum over S1 Sn in S, and you have the weights mu S1, mu Sn, H computed in S1 Sn G. This is the formula for iterates of this operator P mu. And what you do is you write the equality that H is invariant by P mu by applying P mu 4n times. So you get a big sum like that, but you don't take all the terms of this sum, you just take one. Among the S1, Sn, you can choose, because you are going to 4n, you can choose the sequence An, Bn, A minus n, B minus 1, all of them living in S. And if you introduce alpha, which is the minimum value of the mu S, or S in S, you see that just getting this, you get a lower bound, a bound from below for this sum by just taking one term and by bounding below each mu by alpha. So you get that P4n of H in G is bounded below by alpha to the 4n H at this commutator applied to G. So what I have to do now is to compute this commutator. How do you compute this commutator? It's rather easy, because what you have to do is to make AB, to switch AB in BA. So you have this AN BN, and you want to replace it by a BN AN. So you want to take n copies of A, n copies of B, and make them switch. Each time you switch an A and a B, because of the commutator relation, this commutator relation, you have a C which comes up. So at the end, at the very end, this commutator is just equal to C to the n squared. And because of the proportionality condition, this C to the n squared becomes Q to the n squared. So the lower bound you have now is H of G is bounded below by alpha for n Q n squared. And there is a bound below. If Q were larger than 1, letting n go to infinity will give you a contradiction. So you get that Q is at +1. Okay. And then you get that Q equal 1. And so you get that this function H is invariant by an element of the center. And then you can replace G by this quotient by the center. And you argue by induction on the rank of G. And at the end, you arrive at the Abelian group and you apply Choquet-Denis. And I think this is the proof of Margulis theorem. And now, how much time do you have? Do I have?
We started a minute late, so you have at most 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay, thank you very much. So now let me explain the construction of induction of harmonic character. And so this new, I want to explain a general construction of a positive harmonic function that contain as a special case the partition function. And the partition function is for the southwest measure. Here it will be for any positive measure. So for that, you fix in S a maximal abelian subset S0, and you consider the restriction of mu0 to this subset S0. And you introduce G0, the abelian group spanned by this subset, and you fix on in G0 a mu0 harmonic character. And you think of G0 as the G0 orbit in G, and you extend this function by 0 on G. And what is nice about this K0 is that K0 is equal to P mu0 K0. So it's smaller than P mu K0. So when you apply P mu to K0, it increases. So the sequence Pn mu K0 will be an increasing sequence. So it has a limit. If this limit is finite, the limit will be P mu invariant. So it will be harmonic. And you can check it will be external. So this is what it works only if this limit is finite. You have to check that the limit is finite. Once the limit is finite, you know it will be harmonic and external. So this is a new construction. And I want to explain to you what it means for the southwest measure. For the southwest measure, the S has two elements, A minus 1 and B minus 1. So here I choose A minus 1. This tells you that G0 is a group generated by A. And being mu0 harmonic is the same as being constant. So you have just one choice for the character. It has to be the constant function on G0. And I claim that then this induced harmonic function will be the partition function in YZ. Why is it so? Let me give the proof. Because you have this formula for P mu n K0. I want to look at, by definition, this is the limit of P mu n K0. But P mu n K0 in G is just the sum of over all words in A and B of K0 in W minus 1 G. It's a formula I have written in the previous blackboard. And another way to interpret this formula is to tell you that it is a number of words W for which W takes an element in G0 and push it exactly on G. G is in W G0. So for instance, you would like to start with an element, G0 are element of the form X prime 0, 0. And you want, by multiplying on the left by a word W, like for instance, this one, A, B, A, B, A, you would like to reach a point X, Y, Z. And that's a number of words that gives you that, which is the value of this induced function. So let me say what will we reach with A, B, A, B, A. So the way the addition formula in Heisenberg group works is A translate by 1 in the x direction. Here there are 4a, so you add to x prime, you add 4. So x minus 4 is going to x, because there are 4a. The b is translating up in the y direction. So the 0 becomes a 2. And then there is the way it transforms in the z direction. And it's easy to check. There is a formula. It's given by the area of what you see here. So what you are, if you want to go from a point x prime 0, 0 to a point x, y, z, you have to count the number of partition of area z and 8 y. So this is why this is the partition function. And now let me recall the main theorem I wanted to announce and even to prove is that for the Heisenberg group, every extremal harmonic function is a character or induced of a character. And in the special case of the southwest measure, this means that either it's a character like that, or it is the partition function. When you choose the S0 to be equal to A minus 1, and when you choose S0 to be B minus 1, you get the twisted partition function. So this is a classification of all the positive harmonic function. And now I'm like just to give very quickly the proof, because I think I can do it in 1 or 2 minutes if you allow me. I want to prove that I have this way all the positive extremal harmonic function on the Heisenberg group in case of the southwest measure. I will not give the general proof, but for the southwest measure. So the relation that h of g satisfies is h of g. What I know is h of g is h of a minus 1g. You remember that was the first formula, plus h of b minus 1g. And if I iterate this equality, I get h of g is the sum over all words of length n in a and b of h w minus 1g. Okay, so the first thing you notice is that h of a minus 1g is smaller than h of g. So this sequence here, h of a minus 1g, is a decreasing sequence. So it has a limit. If this limit is non-zero, this limit will be A invariant. And then when you will induce this A invariant limit, what you will get will be bounded by h. So it cannot go to infinity. So, but then you have a smaller harmonic function than h. H is extremal. So h has to be equal to the induced, because you have found that your extremal function is larger than the induced. So in the case where the limit is non-zero, you get the induced from the group generated by A, which is the partition function. Similarly, if the assumption is that the limit of the BNG is non-zero, you will get the twisted induced. So now you have the main case is when these two limits are zero. And I want to prove that if these two limits are zero, then h is a character. So for that, I write my formula of h of g. And to prove that h is a character, I will prove that it is invariant by the central element. And for that, I will compare the two formula for h of g and h of cg. And I want to prove that they are equal. So h of cg and h of g does not depend on n. So I write them as a sum which depends on n. And I look at the terms here. Here I have many words in A and B. And here I have words in A and B that I multiply by C, by the central element. And the question is how I go from one to the other. And for that, I introduce a relation, which is the set of couple of words, VW, where I look at V, it's a word in A and B, And each time I see AB, I say V will be related to the guy W, for which I just switch this AB by a BA. So in this picture, this partition is in relation with two guys. I have to replace the AB by a BA. So what I'm doing, I'm just removing this upper right square, either this square or this square. So it's related to two guys. So the number of guys to which it's related is the number of BA in W. But this is almost the same. Yeah, no, KV, sorry. KV is a number, I'm sorry. KV is a number of AB in V, but it will be almost the number of BA in W. At least when this number is large, when KV is large. And because of that, when you sum here you have some summing over V. When you sum here, you can consider it as a sum over all tuple VW, but you have to divide by the number KV, the number of W that are related to V. But this number of W that are related to V is almost the number of V that are related to W. So this allows you to go from here to here and from here to here. But since you have switched the AB by a BA, in the group, as the words, they are different, but when you look at the image of these words in the Heisenberg group, they just differ by the central element. So the C disappears.
Professor Benoit,
I think I have finished. So yeah, I think it's really finished. Now I have proven that H of CG is equal to H of G. And this tells you that H is invariant, and then it's a character. And that's the full proof. And I think I have given the full proof as I claimed at the beginning of my talk of the classification of positive harmonic function on the Heisenberg group. Thank you.